So before we dive into doing multiplication and division, there's quite a few terms we need to understand so we can be successful when completing these problems. So the first two terms we're going to be working with are factors and product. And factors are each of the two or more numbers in a product, and product is the result of multiplying two numbers together, which are called factors. So a factor is a number that goes nicely into another number without a remainder. So let's say we had the number 12 as our product. The factors of 12 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. So these are all a list of the factors of 12. If we wanted to get more specific and talk about factor pairs, that would be any of these two numbers that we can multiply together to get 12. So for example, 1 and 12 would be a factor pair because 1 times 12 is 12. Another example would be 3 and 4 because 3 times 4 is 12. And our last example would be 2 and 6 because 2 times 6 is 12. So we kind of are working with dividing already when we're finding the factors of a number. So just again, how important it is to know this vocabulary. Another easy way to remember product is just the answer to a multiplication problem. So now we're going to move on to multiples. Multiples are the product of a specific number and a counting number. So what we mean by this is we're taking a specific number and multiplying it by basically any counting number. And it's important to note that multiples can be negative. So let's say we're trying to find the multiples of, let's say, 2. Keeping in mind that we can have negatives. So the multiples of 2, some examples would be -8, -6, -4, -2, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. So the way we're doing this is we're just taking our specific number and multiplying it by any counting number. So for example, if I wanted to find the multiple -8, I would multiply by -4. Or if I wanted to find the multiple of 0, I would take 2 times 0. It's as simple as that. And the next term we're going to go over is square numbers. Square numbers are the product of two counting numbers multiplied together. So that's any number, can be negative because counting numbers can be negative, multiplied together. So for example, a very common square number is 25, which is 5 times 5. Another popular one is 100, which is 10 times 10. So pretty easy, just basically whatever number is the product of two of the same number.